Hey everyone, it's your boy Day, and welcome back to this HIV Starts With Me campaign for the year 2021. Ow! So it's my third year on the campaign. I like to bring up that number because 3 is a magic number for me. And I'm gonna hop right into it. This is how I role model. And we're being asked, what makes us a role model? I have to admit that question is very ironic for me. I never actively seen myself as being a role model or even wanting to portray myself as such. Just for the simple fact that I know myself, I'm just a rebellious Aquarius. It is what it is. So with that being said, there's a lot of unconventional, untraditional opinions or views on life that I usually have that 9 times out of 10 goes against the grain of what society thinks of as a whole. And in all honesty, now that I think about it in retrospect, I believe those are the type of qualities that do make me a great role model for those who might be watching or those out there. So to give a little bit of context and somewhat of a wrap up and catch up for 2020, dealing with the pandemic has been a lot. We've seen a lot when it came to our racial injustices. A lot of us, including myself, definitely dealt with a lot of mental health barriers, whether it was due to being indoors for a long period of time, separated from the ones that we love. You name it, those things definitely augmented our mental health barriers. And additionally as well too, aside from that, on my end, I've been advocating not only just for like Black, queer, trans, you name it, lives when it comes to the Black scope, for obvious reasons. I've also been advocating a lot for sex workers as well too. And the reason being is that I also came to terms with my place in the sex worker spectrum as someone who has been, in all honesty, a stripper part-time in order to make ends meet. While we have been going through our financial disparities, it has been very important for me to not only advocate for myself, but for others who might actually do it for full service sex work, in the terms that they do it as their bread and butter, do not have a 9-to-5 vanilla job. That is the line of work that they do. So with that being said, while a lot of people are waking up to speaking up and advocating and being an ally for these type of communities, I personally want to be public with letting people know that, especially if you're HIV positive and you identify in that scope of being Black, queer, yes and no, a sex worker, I'm here to at least be representative that you have someone out there advocating for you and making sure that we get the resources that we need. There's plenty of organizations out there doing the work for our underserved populations, rather. And I think it's very important, instead of trying to put things under the rug, that now more than ever, we should be speaking up and speaking out. And if I am to be a role model, I want to be a role model not just for those with the privilege to get the resources, but for those who might not know where to turn for resources. And that's the whole point of me doing this work overall as a whole. So while I can speak, of course, that U equals U, and it does, taking your medication every day, helping you get to a point of being undetectable, which it does. Essentially as well too, there's a lot more that we do need to discuss in terms of keeping ourselves safe in these COVID streets, literally and metaphorically. Navigating how, in terms of if you're a sex worker, how to play the cards right in order to keep yourself and your clientele safe as well too. For Black and brown people, we need to speak up more in terms of the resources that we are not getting, so in that way we can definitely move forward and be able to build up our communities as well too. Especially if you're a person living with HIV, we all know that culturally it's not easy for us to go to doctors because of medical distrust in our history in the past. So with that being said, if I have the ability to, and I do, to advocate for our lives, then that is what I would love to continue to do. And I am proud to be a role model for someone out there who might see a little bit of themselves within me. So I'm gonna stop there, and we will see what will unfold for the rest of 2021. If you did not reach this video through our website, please go back to our website at hivstartswithme.org, where you'll find not only myself, but the rest of our spokesmodels who are speaking in our truth and helping to build our community as best as we can. With that being said, it's been real, and I'm looking forward to speaking to y'all for our questions of the month. Let's get it.